And before we get into this week's Fortnite Friday, make sure to stick around to the end of the video where we have a sweet giveaway for you guys. What is going on, guys? It is Friday. That means another installment of Fortnite Friday, the weekly episodic show that covers the latest and greatest in Fortnite. My name is TKD123 here on PlayStation Source, and today we're going to go over some interesting topics here revolving Fortnite. And the biggest news around Fortnite this week was that Fortnite is potentially coming to the Switch. Of course, that would be a massive deal here on the Fortnite landscape and gaming as a whole. The Switch is an amazing console, you know what I'm saying? Of course, this is a PlayStation centric channel, but the Switch is pretty dope here. And essentially what's going on here is that this was a leaked image from the company that is making the displays for Nintendo's E3 area, their E3 showing on the show floor, and it's showing how big the areas are going to be dependent on the actual game that will be shown on that particular section of their E3 space on the floor. And of course, here on this image we see plenty of games that are familiar, like FIFA 19, Starlink, you know what I'm saying, Mario Tennis Aces, and then on the top, on the middle, we see Fortnite, and that has a 8x1, so that is a pretty big section of the display. Of course, with Marvel Tennis as well having an 8x space, whatever that means measurement wise for their actual show floor. But this is really cool stuff, and this, you know, news first broke on Kotaku as well, and they're saying that a person that's very familiar with Epic Games' plans for the game, you know, spoke to them anonymously. And this whole thing is also backed up by another incident that happens today. As of recording, it was on Thursday, and it says here that there were actually assets on the Nintendo eShop that people were seeing on their Switches that were advertising Fortnite prematurely. So it looks like it is, you know, pretty up and coming here, and it definitely looks like it's going to happen. Fortnite will finally make it onto the Switch, which I think is a great thing. I think it's really cool that's happening because I love my Switch, and if I get to play Fortnite on it, that is just a win-win for the both of them. And obviously everyone here is assuming that we will finally get the official announcement at E3, so definitely look out for that, as well as the other stuff that will be happening here on the channel in time for E3. And last week here on Fortnite Fridays, we showed you guys some skins that were on the version 4.0.3, I believe it was. We had skins like Ventura, we had the Flytrap skin, we had some of those, you know, tendril pickaxe and everything, and we actually got some 3D models of them, you know, as well, that were released this week. And just based off the way the skin looks and everything, and considering these were also found in the same patch 4.3.0 as these skins, looks like these are definitely the full 3D you know, just renders and everything and models of these skins that we'll be getting here in the future. And this includes the tendril pickaxe, we also have the Venus flyer, we have the Ventura epic skin, we have this new one here called the Royal Bomber, which I'm pretty sure was not in the first skin, you know, leak that we had last week. And excuse me, it's called the Royale Bomber, which I think this is a really cool skin. This looks awesome. If you give me a skin that has any sort of blue and yellow, I'm 100% down for it. I love those two colors, so obviously I'm down for this Royale Bomber skin. Then we also got the Flytrap skin as well. That's a legendary on these skins, so I'll leave a link below just so that you can actually mess around with the 3D model and see it in a 3D environment on your browser. I'll make sure to leave that link down below. This week also brought us the content update version 4.3, and we got some pretty cool stuff here, but a lot of things that a lot of people are actually up in arms about. So first thing we're going to talk about is the new bouncer trap. It got added back. It was a similar vein to the directional trap pad type of thing. Well, not trap, but like pad that we had in the past on Fortnite, and that got vaulted. But now we have the bouncer trap, which is essentially a lot of the same, you know, type of way that you can jump on one of the directions that are on the pad, and you will jump in that same direction. So it's kind of like just bringing back the directional pad, but in the version of the bouncer traps. However, next up here, this change that they made here were having a lot of people mad about it this week, and that was the supply llama. Of course, only 3 of them spawn in a single game. They are very rare. When you come across them, they give you a ton of materials, some weapons if you're lucky, there's some potions and everything. So like overall, it's a very cool thing to find in the world, and a lot of people thought that it was balanced for the reason that, you know, they gave you a lot of good stuff, but there was only 3 of them in the entire map that would spawn at any given game. So it was really rare to come across them and everything. killing. However, they have taken that llama and really nerfed it in a very severe way. So here now you will only get 200 stacks of material as opposed to 500 per resource that you used to get with the old supply llama, as well as they also removed the explosive ammo from the supply llama, so you will not get RPG ammo from the llama anymore. And realistically speaking, it's not like it really got nerfed in a, you know, significant, like, useless way. You know, of course, if you find a llama in Fortnite to this day, it's still gonna be pretty cool, you're still gonna get rewarded, but a lot of people feel that this change was just unnecessary, and it was kind of a thing that they changed that nobody really asked for. Like, no one was really complaining about the llama that it was overpowered or anything like that. So a lot of people are just saying that this is somewhat useless for them to do, and they are just really up in arms and, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, honestly. 200 resources is still very, very good than having none. 500 is better, admittedly, but, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. And next up here, they also made some changes to the minigun. So now the minigun will have a increased accuracy by 10%, light ammo spawn increased from 60 to 100, as well as damage against structures increased from 25 to 30. So it looks like here that they definitely made the minigun a little bit more viable in terms of a just gun-to-gun combat, as well as a structure combat as well, where you will be able to take down structures and stuff like that and deal more damage to them at a quicker rate, and you will also be a little bit more accurate on your shots when you're just shooting it from the hip on the minigun, you know, at another person. So it looks like they're making the minigun a little bit more viable here. It definitely is a buff it got this week. And those were not the only weapons and items affected this week. We got more issues here with the shotgun, and a lot of people are very upset about the shotguns this week. And so what happened here was that the pump shotgun now got its headshot multiplier reduced from 2.5 to just a flat 2.0. The damage reduced from the pump shotgun is also it used to be in 90 to 95, now it's 80 to 85. So it looks like they are drastically reducing the multiplier you get with the headshot as well as the damage. And lastly, the tactical shotgun got its headshot multiplier reduced all the way from 2.5 to 2.0. So it looks like a lot of people were very, very mad about this. I saw some tweets as well today, and some streamers that were definitely, you know, just not feeling this new update with the shotguns. So they're definitely looking to crack down on these shotguns. But to me, it's like, look, these shotguns at close range are OP, and they're OP, and they are very, very viable, and they're very good because they're shotguns. That is what they're meant to do, you know what I'm saying? So as long as a shotgun is not gonna snipe me from a considerable amount of a distance that is quite unfair, and if they just get me up close, then that's the meta. Like, that's what shotguns are supposed to do, in my opinion. I feel like the shotguns weren't ever an issue because the only, you know, place they were really viable and they really did a lot of damage and did a lot of killing was in close range, how they were supposed to. And so I felt like there was no issue, and I guess, you know, Epic Games felt that they didn't need to be nerfed, so here we are. And this week they also made some adjustments to the trap damage trap. Now you would say, yo Kevin, looks like they already nerfed the damage trap a few weeks ago, but they did. They, you know, brought it from 125 to 75, right? And they say now that this was done in an effort to better understand the impact traps have throughout a match. The change sparked a great deal of excellent discussion about traps, and we're going to lean more on improving their effectiveness. And with that being said, from what they said directly, it has now been given a 150 damage. Now the trap damage is doing 25 more damage points than it previously did when it was the normal damage traps. So it looks like we're gonna have super good damage traps from here on out. And the last point here is a point that a lot of people are very happy about. They've been very up in arms about the jetpack being in Fortnite now. They're saying it's ruining a lot of the meta. It's a new thing that is very weird for, you know, a lot of people and everything, and I think it was weird too. I thought it was very weird that they even added the jetpack outside of just a LTM, that they added as a real item that you can find throughout any match. But the jetpack will be vaulted on Monday, June 11th at 8 a.m. So rejoice, you will not have the jetpack as of Monday at 8 a.m. June 11th. Praise the Lord. And of course, to end off Fortnite Fridays, we're going to give you the week challenges, and the week 6 challenges have leaked, and they go as such. You have to search supply drops, 3 of them. You have to deal damage with shotguns to opponents. In total, you have to deal 1,000 damage with shotgun, so that shouldn't be that difficult to do with a shotgun. Maybe that's like what, 2, 3, 4 kills, you'll be fine. Search chests in Loot Lake. You'll have to search 7 of them to be able to get this challenge, and then you will also have to find and spray over these different carbide or omega posters, and there's apparently 7 of them across the map. You'll have to do that, or maybe there's a number that is less than 7 of those posters, but you'll have to spray over them over the course of multiple games, I'm assuming. I'm not sure, but you will have to spray those posters. And lastly, you will also have to search between a playground, campsite, and a footprint. I'm not sure the actual ramification of that, but you'll have to do that. They say that's a hard one. You'll also have to get 3 SMG kills, which I love how they point out as being hard, because the SMG just it sucks. It sucks in Fortnite. And then lastly here, you will have to eliminate opponents in Retail Row. So it looks like you will be definitely seeing a lot of activity here this week on Retail Row in Fortnite. And that has been Fortnite Fridays here on PlayStation Source. Now on to the giveaway. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I am giving away 3 $10 PSN cards to 3 lucky winners here on the channel that subscribes to the channel, leaves a like on said video that they are watching currently of the actual giveaway announcement, and also make sure to leave a comment down below suggesting what you would use your $10 PSN codes for, and make sure to also leave your Twitter @ as well as go to the PlayStation Source Twitter and follow that Twitter account with the same handle that you put in the description of your comment. And the winners will be announced on next episode of Fortnite Friday next week, so make sure to keep it locked here on the channel. Plenty of chances to enter in this contest. All I gotta do is go to any of our videos where I mention this contest, which will be essentially all of our E3 coverage this weekend, and make sure to do all those steps, which are like the video, subscribe to the channel, as well as leave your comment below on what you would use your $10 PSN card for, and leave your Twitter @ in said comment, as well as follow our official PlayStation Source Twitter account as well. I bid a good luck to you all. Thank you all for watching the video and for supporting PlayStation Source, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.